Well, let's be clear. When you do sponsorships, you definitely do sponsorships for the money too. Money is definitely a part of it, but money was not the decision making. There wasn't the reason that I made the decision. All the things that I just told you are why. I mean, there's more to being aligned with a sponsor, a major sponsor like that, for as long as I'm going to be. There are many other things that are important to me other than just the money.
And staying on a light topic, we're going to talk about a company that I've been laughing at all year. Bud Light. I haven't talked about Bud Light in a while, but of course we have an ongoing series about Bud Light, the gift that keeps on giving. Bud Light being an absolute trash company. Bud Light, who has served as an example to corporations across the world on how not to crash your own company. So Bud Light has teamed up with UFC. We're going to look at this ESPN article here for some info on exactly what went down, what the hell is going on with the UFC. We saw a couple of months ago the CEO of Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, he was out there talking about we're going to be spending all types of money. We're going to be investing millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. We're going to be throwing Bud Light in your face everywhere. We're going to put them on commercials. We're going to put them on social media. We're going to have billboards everywhere. We're going to pay stores more than usual to put Bud Light up front. So you see Bud Light everywhere you go. You dream about Bud Light. You can't get it off your mind because it'll be in your face everywhere. That's their marketing strategy. Their strategy is to not apologize. They're just going to pretend like this whole situation didn't happen. They're going to go on and pretend that they don't even know who the hell Dylan Mulvaney is. They're going to act like they never made a partnership with him. Like that marketing director, Alicia Heinerscheid, didn't come out and insult the customers, talking about they were Friday and out of touch with a horse-faced ass. They're not going to acknowledge any of that. They're just going to go back to those same customers that they insulted and pretend that nothing ever changed. So let's look at this. Bud Light rejoins UFC with record sponsorship deal, sources say. It's according to ESPN. The UFC has signed a new partnership with Anheuser-Busch that makes Bud Light once again the official beer of the promotion, officials told ESPN on Tuesday. Sources told ESPN that it's the biggest sponsorship deal in UFC history. Terms were not disclosed, but terms weren't disclosed. Word on the street is it's over $100 million. A 9-figure deal. The biggest sponsorship deal in UFC history. You know them boys at UFC are all about their money. They all about getting paid. So Bud Light saying, look, we're going to give you an offer that you can't refuse. UFC knows that their audience isn't down with Bud Light, how they feel about Bud Light, but UFC is like, God damn, this is 9 figures, man. We'll take the hit. We'll take the record from the viewers because it's worth it. We got to take this massive sponsorship deal. We just can't turn this down. The multi-year contract, which begins January 1st, 2024, comes on the heels of the UFC merging with WWE under parent company Endeavor to form the new publicly traded company TKO last month. UFC and Anheuser-Busch had been partners for many years until 2017 when the UFC signed with Modelo. And one thing about Modelo is Modelo actually surpassed Bud Light as becoming the number one beer. A couple of months ago, Bud Light was the number one selling beer in the country for over 20 years. Then they exposed themselves, the CEO, the marketing team, all these people, they showed their customers exactly who they are, their core values. Look, we don't care about your conservative views. We don't care about your values on how people should live and all that. Damn there, we're going to take this man, woman, and throw them in your face and say, come buy our stuff anyway. And if you don't buy it, then we're going to have to lay off employees because it's your fault, not because of our fault. If you don't buy our beer after we put this man dressed as a woman in your face, that means you must be a bigot. This is what Bud Light did to their own customer base. But now they're trying to get their customer base to come back to it. Modelo passed Bud Light, and UFC is writing off Modelo and going back to Bud Light because money talks. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light were UFC's original beer sponsors more than 15 years ago, UFC CEO Dana White said in a statement. So Dana White, obviously, he signed off on this. He's involved in all this. So obviously, he's going to talk about this in good light. He's going to sing the praises of Bud Light because they're sending him a 9-figure check. I'm proud to announce we are back in business together. There are many reasons why I chose to go with Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. Money. Most importantly, because I feel we are very aligned when it comes to our core values and what the UFC brand stands for. I'm looking forward to all of the incredible things we will do in years ahead. Let me read this part again. This is a quote from Dana White. Most importantly, because I feel we are very aligned when it comes to our core values and what the UFC brand stands for. What? This is how you know Dana White is bullshit. Because Dana White knows exactly what the hell went on with Bud Light, what the hell went on with the Dylan Mulvaney situation. He knows how his fans feel. He knows the massive backlash all these companies got over this last year involving themselves with crap like this. But he's just talking shit. Complete nonsense. Talking about our values are aligned. Bud Light and the UFC are nothing alike. I guess when it comes to dollars, they're alike. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what he's talking about. Their value system when it comes to getting our almighty dollar is alike, because Bud Light tried to appease a certain group, that fraction of a percentage group of freaks. They tried to appease those people and took the risk that their ordinary customers would just deal with it. And UFC is doing the same thing. They said, you know what? We know Bud Light is a tarnished brand and y'all don't want to associate with it, but damn your opinions. We're going to partner up with Bud Light, and our confidence is that you guys will remain. Some of y'all may bitch and cry, but when we put out a pay-per-view, your ass is still going to get online and put in your debit card and order it because you love our product. It doesn't matter what beer we have out here. Bud Light, Modelo, whatever, you're going to spend your money with us. So that's what they believe. So it's the same mentality that Bud Light had. And Bud Light was wrong about it, but you know what? The UFC, they might be right, because like that Nick Merck situation with the lead kids alone, Call of Duty, how they did him, and people were saying we should boycott Call of Duty because Call of Duty is against our value systems, which they are. The value system of the headquarters of Call of Duty is not in line with the value systems of the people who purchase their products. But these people are addicted to playing Call of Duty, so Call of Duty can do whatever the hell they want. These people are still gonna go buy the latest products and download all the DLCs and everything. And it may work out the same way with UFC. People may just say, all right, whatever, I'm tired of it because it's been months. Who cares? I need to see a good fight. I'm buying this pay-per-view anyway. Bud Light be damn. Who cares? They can partner with Bud Light. It's okay. So he might be right about that. Only time will tell. The NBA also tried to involve itself in politics with the whole BLM thing. We see BLM. That's an organization that literally praises terrorists with Hamas. We see BLM being a scammy organization. And the NBA pushed BLM all in their viewers' faces, had it written on the court, made the players talk about it in interviews, ran commercials about BLM and all that crap. And they suffered from backlash. Their viewership tanked because of it. So we're going to see. We're going to see what the numbers look like. Only time can tell. So over the next year, really, only time can tell what the social media pushback looks like and what these pay-per-view sales numbers, what this viewership looks like. So, hey, all I can say is good luck to the UFC in taking this massive investment and banking on the fact that your customers are still going to be there. And Bud Light, from their perspective, Bud Light is throwing Hail Marys. They've already invested extremely heavily in the NFL. You're seeing them all over the NFL this season right here, and they doing this whole YouTube TV NFL package giveaway that's worth like $250, $300 per person. They're giving out thousands of them. Basically, they're sinking millions of dollars into the NFL, into marketing through the NFL. And now they're going to do the same thing with UFC. These same, we're talking about UFC, so fighting and football. These same fratty guys that Bud Light said they ain't want nothing to do with, they're out of touch. Looks like Bud Light is spending 9 figures to get these fratty guys right back. I guess Bud Light was lying after all. They learned their lesson. They're not going to apologize. Their sales have kind of plateaued. The people who already chose to not buy Bud Light, they're already gone. So they can get a baseline on what their sales are going to be. They're not going to be as high as they were. But hey, good luck UFC. Good luck Bud Light. I don't really give a damn. I'm not engaging with UFC or any of this Bud Light crap. So whatever. Hey, before you go, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Share the video. Thank you for watching.